Well, let me tell you a story about a pair of brothers, Andy and Dustin. They're like no others. They hit the road, travel the land, testing out food. Ain't that grand? From fast food joints to local dives, they're on a mission, taking crazy drives. They'll sample it all, junk food galore. But the question remains, what's worth fighting for? Southern DNA, showing down Southern DNA, exploring every town. They're on the hunt, searching far and wide for the flavors that'll make you satisfied. Let me tell you a story about a pair of brothers, Andy and Dustin. They're like no others. They hit the road, travel the land, testing out food. Ain't that grand? From fast food joints to local dives, they're on a mission, taking crazy drives. They'll sample it all, junk food galore. But the question remains, what's worth fighting for? Southern DNA, they're chowing down Southern DNA, exploring every town. They're on the hunt, searching far and wide for the flavors that'll make you satisfied. Southern DNA, chowing down Southern DNA, exploring every town. They're on the hunt, searching far and wide for the flavors that'll make you satisfied. Southern DNA, chowing down Southern DNA, exploring every town. They're on the hunt, searching far and wide for the flavors that'll make you satisfied. For the flavors that'll make you satisfied. Southern DNA, chowing down Southern DNA, exploring every town. They're on the hunt, searching far and wide for the flavors that'll make you satisfied.
What is going on out there, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here on a Friday. Be hanging out with you a little bit today. Just kind of, checking everything out and sharing some stories maybe with y'all, depending on what y'all want to do. As always, I'm Dustin, one half of Southern DNA. I need to update that YouTube subscriber goal. I just realized that it is not correct. I need to definitely update that. For some, it was supposed to keep track of everything, but it's not. I don't know if I've got it integrated correctly or not. I don't know. But it obviously does not track correctly. Let's see if I can get it set, but I thought I got everything set. But whatever. Yeah, welcome to the live stream. Today we're going to be hanging out and doing a little bit of chit-chatting and any questions that you may have about any of the videos that we've done or anything that we got going on, you're more than free to comment on here and we'll talk about. Just like I do on every other stream, if you want to support me, the best way to do it is by heading over to the link that's in the description of this video or this live stream and supporting through Blackout Coffee Company. It's the best coffee that you're going to find on the market today. It is not no drop ship company. This is a coffee that supports the troops, that helps us support some troops. We can send bags overseas through it. They got some of the best flavored coffee out there, some of the best flavored coffee I've ever tasted. Stuff I drink every single morning. So if you want to support me, click the link in the description and head over to Blackout Coffee Company and get you some coffee. And I think if you use the promo code SDNA20, you'll get 20% off of your coffee for your order that you do. Also, if you got someone that's serving overseas, you can hit support the troops and send a bag to them yourself, and they'll send a bag to whoever that you want to send back. Plus, they got gear, they got all kinds of shirts and stuff. But guess what? If you want to support the channel in general, we also have gear. We got some Tennessee shirts. We got Tennessee and Virginia, birthplace of country music and Southern DNA. If you watch my Bristol video, it's talking about where we're from, which is Bristol. We're right there, smack down on the state line there. Two cities in one, basically. Bristol, Virginia, and Tennessee. That's where we're from, and it's the birthplace of country music. If you did not know, it is not Nashville. So if you haven't watched that video, go watch that video about if you're visiting Bristol. I talk about it just a little bit in that video. Also, we got some Tennessee shirts. We got some funny sayings shirts, just like this one right here. Pizza, because no good story ever began with a salad. That's right. So get your shirt. They come in different colors, of course. So if you don't like whatever color is shown, you can get a different color. And I get size up to, some of these shirts go up to 4X. So if you're a bigger person and you want a bigger shirt, you can get. Plus, I got the hat. The hat that you see in all of my videos usually I'm wearing is the Southern DNA hat. I don't have it on today, but that's, we got good old Rocky Top shirts. We got all kinds of stuff. Some Christmas stuff still on there. So if you want to support the channel in general, head over. The link's in the description, and that's how you can support us there. Also, don't forget to join the Discord. That's where you can contact us anytime, hang out with us, and get notified every single video. YouTube is very bad about sending notifications about our videos, and you will get notified every single time through our Discord that we have a video. Just make sure you put notifications on the Discord so you're getting the notifications. But the link is in the description for that also. All right, got all that out of the way. So let's jump into the live stream for the day. And let's talk about some things that is going on. Sunday. This Sunday, you don't have to be here if you don't want to. But if you'd like to, I am doing a Sunday morning service. I will have the live stream ready to go today, letting you know when it will go live. So, you'll if you want to join a Sunday service type message, because it is Easter, and it's not going to be, it probably won't be on YouTube. Me and Andy's going to talk about that, but if it will be on YouTube, we'll put it on YouTube. If not, it's going to be on Rumble and our Facebook, so you'll be able to catch us on there and hang out with us on those areas. If you want to check out our Easter service that I'm going to do, Andy might be dead to the world. Oh, I just did not mean to go that loud. Okay. I just making sure nobody's on our Facebook watching the live stream too, because I got to monitor everybody's feed. But yeah, I'm going to have a Sunday morning service. It will be a sunrise service. So whenever the sun comes up in Bristol, that's when I'm doing it. Some people are out in the California area region. If you're watching this video, you probably won't be able to see this video, or you can come and watch it later on because... well, it's going to be like, let's see, if I do it at, we'll say 7. If I do it like at 7 o'clock, it'll be like, what, 4 o'clock in the morning there. I mean, if you're up then, by all means, join me on the live stream for my Sunday service, sunrise service I'm going to do for Easter. If not, oh well, you can watch it later on if you want to watch it, whatever. I hope you come and join. But this weekend is Easter weekend. It's also WrestleMania weekend, which I'm a wrestling fan, and I was also a wrestler for 7 years, so I'll be watching WrestleMania this weekend. I'm kind of excited to see what they do. I'm not 100% sure on everything that got going on, because they are being a little bit they're being a little cloudy on what like details of what I think they may do. I usually can call stuff. I usually can call what's going to happen way before it happens, but this year I'm not 100% sure. I got some ideas. I got some ideas of what's going to happen. We may look into that here in a little bit on the matchups and see, and I might give a prediction of what I think will happen during WrestleMania if you're a wrestling fan. So we may get into that a little bit here. Also, Dixie's wanting to say hi to everybody. Come here, Dixie. Come here. Here, hop up here. Hop. Come here. Come here. Here, get up here. Say hi to everybody, Dixie Bell. Yeah, Dixie Belle's in the house, of course. She's the real star of the YouTube and Rumble and Facebook live streams that we got and some of our videos in general. She's the real star of the show. And of course, I got a dragon that she loves playing with. So, all right. That being said, I think I got all that out of the way that I can think of. And Dixie's back there. She's got to be in the shot. She knows she's the star. She knows she's the star of this whole thing. I'm just here talking to you guys, but you're all here, we know, for the Dixie Belle. So, yeah, y'all want to talk about some wrestling? Because if you're wrestling fans, I got some ideas, maybe what's going on with what the matches that's coming up here for the WrestleMania. I know tonight is SmackDown. We'll see John Cena come back for that, and that should be an interesting thing. I like what they're doing with Cena. I like that he's finally turned heel. He was a heel way before he was in WWE. I think he was even a heel right when he first started in WWE, and he's finally got a chance to go back to his heel roots, which McMahon never let him do that. He was the face of the company for 20 years, so they definitely wanted to keep him as the face. He done a lot of charity work and stuff, which I got to commend him for that. I think he has the Guinness Book World Record of doing the most charitable events with what is that charity organization that he does? I can't remember. But anyways, he's got like the world record. He does a lot of charity. That's why they want to keep him the face of the company. I get it. But now last year he's wanted to go out as a heel. I love it. I love this storyline. I love what they're doing with him and Cody. I think it's great. I don't know what's going to happen. There's supposedly a third member, a third guy that's going to show up in this mix of somehow. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know who that might be. I got a feeling it could be like a Randy Orton, maybe. Randy's wanting to switch back to his old style that he's got, which for a lot of wrestling fans of Randy, we all love his older style that he had going on with the voices in the head. I love that look, that gimmick he had. That was always one of my favorite gimmicks. I'm trying to find the matchups for the WrestleMania. I'm not 100% sure if they've got it listed. Let me see if I can just like WrestleMania. If I can find the list of the matches, and I'll give y'all a rundown. What I think. What was this? 41? Is this what 41? That's the WrestleMania we got going on. Lineup. Here we go. A list of full matches. Give them to me. All right. So WrestleMania Saturday, which is tomorrow. I think about maybe want to smoke some meats on the smoker while for tomorrow, so it should be a fun one. Before we get into it, let me make sure. I forget to do this every time I live stream, and it's not for you guys, it's for myself because I keep forgetting. But I gotta turn my vacuum cleaner on downstairs, because I think Andy's coming over tomorrow for the WrestleMania, so I want to make sure I got that vacuum going. Okay, so Saturday lineup, we got the main event, which is going to be, which we'll go to the main event first. We'll go to the tag team titles, which, we'll go with Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Do you think, if you watch wrestling, do you think that is Chad Gable? Do you think Chad Gable is the one behind the mask? I mean, technically it is. It's Chad Gable. Will it be Chad Gable when they reveal him? Don't know. I think it's a possibility that what I think they should do is do an old switcheroo and make it someone completely different, because they want you to think it's Chad Gable. It is Chad Gable right now underneath that mask, but I want them to do like a switcheroo at the last second where it's not Chad Gable, where it's somebody maybe from the past. I think what they should do and what they could do is do like a Chavo Guerrero. Bring Chavo back, bring him back to the mix-up somehow. and have maybe Ray and his son Dominic come back together, maybe even turn Ray heel. That's something that he hasn't done, I don't think, at all, if not in a long time. So bring Ray as a heel to join his son. I think the Judgment Day as a whole is over. I don't think it's going to happen anymore, and or at least it's in its decline. It was a big thing. I think the worst thing that Triple H did, or whoever's booking them, or the storylines, or doing the storylines for WWE, which it should be Triple H. He's the content creator of WWE. So if he's doing, I think the worst thing he ever did was get R-Truth out of the Judgment Day. That was the best thing for them. Carlito's just not bringing in the impact like R-Truth was during that time. So I think what they could do is with the El Grande Americana is or Americano is basically have maybe a Chavo Guerrero in that position when they unmask him finally and reveal that it's not, which it is right now. Don't get me wrong, it's Chad Gable. Me and my friend of mine, we went through it and we definitely debunked that it is Chad Gable underneath that mask right now. But what we're thinking, or what I'm thinking, is the best thing for the company or make a better storyline is actually have someone else be underneath that mask. If they could get a Chavo Guerrero underneath that mask, that would be better. All right, so Rey Mysterio, El Grande Americano, will it come out that whoever's under that mask in that match? Possibility. I think that's what's going to happen. I think El Grande is probably going to win that match, and it's a good opportunity to bring Rey and his son Dominic back together in this match. You've seen, I think it was last Friday, if you watch wrestling, they had a little bit of Judgment Day come in and work against El Grande while he was going after Ray also. So that's a good opportunity. Obviously, we got Naomi versus Jade Cargill. I could care less about this match. The women's wrestling right now is atrocious. It's horrible. It's the worst it's been in years. And I could care less about that match. It does not need to be at WrestleMania. Could care less about that storyline. All right, WWE Tag Team titles. War Raiders versus the New Day. War Raiders are going to win this match. Right now, they've got a push. I don't really get War Raiders as a tag team group. They're okay, I guess. I don't like the New Day. Could care less about them turning heel. Could care less when they were not a heel. They were pushed on the people back in the day as being faces. They were a joke when they first came out. Everybody used to chant New Day sucks. They started piping in New Day rocks to try to combat that. Of course, Mind Think played into it. And what do you have? You have now people liking New Day. Why? I don't know. They sucked. That was a stupid gimmick and it's been going on too long. They turned heel. War Raiders are going to win this. If the New Day wins this, is stupid matchmaking. It's stupid storytelling. All right, WWE United States Championship, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. I think LA Knight could lose this match. Not that Jacob Fatu deserves the U.S. Championship, because I don't think he's shown himself as a good of a wrestler or a talker. LA Knight is a champion. He is a top guy in the company, or should be a top guy in the company right now. And I think he's moving his way up, eventually getting to be in the contending of the heavyweight championship matches. He was there for a little bit. They pushed him back down. I don't know if that was because of they didn't have anywhere for him. It's a possibility. I mean, that happens. But right now, I think it's a possibility they get that championship off LA Knight to let him move up a little bit into a storyline somewhere else. But the United States Championship, as once a really good championship to have, it's been thrown in the side as of late. So there's a possibility LA Knight loses this match to Jacob Fatu, as I'm seeing it. All right, women's championship match. Again, the women's wrestling is atrocious right now. There's nothing for it. There's no good women's wrestlers. Oh, well, there's like one. Liv is about the only one that's good right now in wrestling. She's About the only one that can carry. Charlotte Flair, when she came back from her injury, looks worse than she did before the injury. She, or I like to call her as Ashley because I knew her before she was Charlotte Flair. I actually was working security at the apartment complex in Boone, North Carolina when she was going to Appy State. I knew her as Ashley Fleer, not Charlotte Flair. That's her real name, but she's a horrible wrestler now. She got that spotlight only because of who her dad was. Her chops looked horrible when she came back into her first matches. I think that was the Royal Rumble was her first match back, and I was laughing how bad that match was. Her chops look awful. Her wrestling looks awful. Tiffany Stratton, I don't get the hype. She's okay, but as far as these two go, she's actually the better wrestler. So will Charlotte get the championship? I could see it. I could see them putting it back on Charlotte because of who her daddy is, and they want some kind of arc. But no one's liking Charlotte at all. No one's liking Charlotte Flair. The crowd can't stand her. So, would it be smart to put it on Charlotte? And if they want to continue this feud with Tiffany, yeah, I guess. But I think it's a dumb move. Let Tiffany keep it. But I think that they're not smart right now. They'll probably put it on Charlotte. All right, the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus Jey Uso. I like Jey. Don't get me wrong. I think Jey has a good hype about him. I think he's a good wrestler. He's an okay talker. He's not the best talker. He's an okay talker on the mic. Gunther is a powerhouse. He's not a great wrestler, but he is a powerhouse. He's got his chops are devastating. I'm wrestling for 7 years. I'm seeing his chops and I'm thinking, I do not want to be chopped by this guy, because if anybody that knows me and someone says, and he comes to me and says wrestling is fake, the first thing I do is like, well, you take a chop then, because if you'll take a chop and say wrestling is fake afterwards, then we can have a discussion. But chops hurt. Chops are there's nothing that they hurt unless you get them from Charlotte Flair. Gunther's chops they're going to leave some marks on you. I've left matches, blood blisters or blood marks on my chest from chops. So they do not feel good, you know. I think this match Jey wins it. I think Jey gets the championship. They've been wanting to push Jey as a champion. You've seen him about winning the US. I think it was the US championship, or maybe it was the Intercontinental that he won. But he won the championship. They didn't keep it long, but I think I think Gunther's had the championship long enough. I think Jey Uso wins this match. They've been wanting to push. Jey's been wanting that solo championship career for a long time. He's always been, a tag team partner. He's a good wrestler. Can he carry the company as a heavyweight championship? I don't know. Maybe he's got the hype. He's got the markability to be a top guy. So I think it's a possibility Jey wins this. I know there's a lot of Jey fans that are looking at this match and saying, I don't know if this is going to be a great, if it's going to be great if he gets the belt, because they're thinking he's kind of sliding off. But I think it's just because of they've really not been doing a whole lot leading up to WrestleMania, which I'm hoping is because they're wanting to do something huge at WrestleMania. So Jey Uso possibly winning this. Now, Saturday's main event. This one's the big one that I'm looking forward to on Saturday the most. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk with Paul Heyman. If you've been watching wrestling, you know there's a Paul Heyman storyline where Paul Heyman has been the tribal chiefs. He's the wise man. He's been with Roman Reigns for a long time. But he's been with CM Punk. CM Punk is a Heyman guy. He was with CM Punk way back in the day. Promised CM Punk that he was going to be with him when he walked into the main event of WrestleMania one day, and that day is Saturday. So we got Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Paul Heyman owes Seth Rollins a favor now. I don't know what that is. We have not sure. the rumor or the thought is that Seth Rollins or Paul Heyman is going to walk out with Seth Rollins after the match is over with, possibly giving Seth the win. What does that do to boast the storyline? I don't know. I think the story's better with maybe just Seth and Roman and not CM Punk. I think CM Punk's just there because of the Paul Heyman angle, and Seth Rollins versus CM Punk's a good storyline also because there's, a lot of hatred in that storyline. It's a really good storyline there for them two. It's a good storyline with Seth versus Roman. That's why these three together is great. How does Paul Heyman? Paul Heyman's going to be the central of this match. There's going to be something big with Paul Heyman here. I think he's going to either help Seth in the match, or he's going to walk out with Seth after the match and be, which I think out of these three guys, it's time for Seth to be a Heyman guy. And I think that's a good spot for him. Now, I was talking to somebody the other day, I think it was my chiropractor, who's a huge wrestling fan also. I actually think whatever happens this match, what they should do is put Heyman with Braun Breaker. I think Braun Breaker is the next guy to be pushed up in the company. He's got the look. He's got the, he's got the vibe about him. He can be the top guy in the company. I think for somehow, because you need Heyman's good at bringing people up and putting them in the spotlight. Heyman needs to find his way to Braun Breaker somehow. And it's a possibility down the road. I don't know how that's going to mix up, but I don't see it happening right away. But I think Heyman with Roman, with Punk or Rollins is wasted. Roman Reigns is always already a top guy. He's going to be a top guy. Seth's a top guy. Punk is a top guy. You don't need that wasted Heyman mix up there. Now in this match, who I think will win, I don't think Roman's winning this match. He could, but there's no great outcome of this with Roman winning this match. I don't see no angle where this, boasts the story of any ways a point. I think it's either going to be Rollins or Punk. I think it's going to be Rollins because of Heyman owes Rollins a favor, and I think it's going to be to screw Punk up in this match. I don't think it's going to be as much to screw Roman. I think it's going to screw Punk. I think Rollins is going to be the one that's going to win this match at WrestleMania. So Saturday, I'm excited for Saturday. Rollins is probably going to carry this one. I could be wrong, but if it's not, it's going to be Punk. I don't think Roman. There's no reason in my mind. I can't see an outcome where it makes sense for Roman to carry the story of him winning against these two guys with the Heyman situation. Don't see it happening. All right. We're going into Sunday. Sunday's match. And this is a good one. Sunday's going to be a good match, or a good matchup, I think. This is going to be a good day. Your first match, which for me is a throwaway match. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul don't deserve to be in wrestling, or at least in WB. Put him in TNA or AEW, throw him away. He's a cancer anywhere he goes. He's not a good guy. He's known for screwing people over in his personal dealings. He's got famous for all the wrong reasons, and he's not good to be on WWE. So AJ's probably going to win this match. I think Logan, if Triple H is smart, kicks him to the curb, throws him out of of WWE. There's rumors that it's a possibility. I'm hoping this is the death knell in the Paul story, and we never see him in WWE again. This was stupid to bring him. And I know why he's there is because of the Prime deal. That's why he's there. It's just like his brother. They're both fake. You've seen it with the Tyson fight. And if y'all watch the Tyson fight like I did, Tyson being, 60, 70 years old, you saw him hold back in that match. You saw a switch in his head say, okay, I'm going way too hard. I need to pull back. And that was money. And that's all those fights have ever been. Every fight that them brothers have been a part of is all about the money. It's not real. It's fake. It's faker than WWE fake. So I want him gone. I don't like him. He's horrible for the business. He's horrible for being around. Get him out of here. AJ needs to take this win. Logan needs to be gone. If Logan wins, who cares? No one cares that he beat AJ, who had the story or the rumors were that he was getting ready to be out the door because he's ready to retire. AJ's had a lot of bad injuries over the years, and he's ready to hang up the boots from what I've heard. And it's okay. He's a great wrestler. He's a top guy. He's had the belts. He's had a great career, and nothing against AJ. But I think this is demeaning to put him against that caliber of crappy person that he's going up against. Doesn't need to be in this match. Dixie, honey, chill out. Go get your dragon. Where'd your dragon go? Oh, right here. There you go. Get your dragon. It's a little hot in here. I think I'm burning up. All right. Let's see. We got a Sin City Street Fight versus Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. This could be a really good match. Both of these guys. I'm not a huge Priest fan. I think don't get me wrong. I think his character is a little weird. It made sense in Judgment Day. I don't think it makes sense now. Because there's way too many dark characters that's going on in WB, and I think you need to switch him up somehow. The Drew McIntyre is a top guy. There's no doubt about it. He's got the look, he's got the talk, and he's been in the company long enough to know how to run a match. This guy's a top guy. It could go either way with this match. Damian Priest winning it may fuel the fire a little bit longer, but there's no push between either one of them to bring him into a top light right now. This is kind of almost just to have them two guys at WrestleMania match. And that's the way it's kind of been building. Drew McIntyre has better beefs with, Punk and with Jey Uso, I think, than with Damian Priest. So if Drew wins and then Jey wins on Saturday, this would be a better revisit between McIntyre and Uso. So I think McIntyre is going to carry the win out of this one. Because of that, I don't see a good Priest versus Uso match. I just don't see that being a very good one. I think McIntyre is going to win it. All right, Women's Tag Team Championship match. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie. Don't care. It's going to be a sleep. It's going to be time to get up and go to the bathroom match. Liv Morgan out of those four is the only one that's worth anything. And putting her as a tag team champion right now is wasted material. So Bayley probably win it. Maybe to get that tag team off of Liv to put her back in the championship spotlight somehow. But this is wasted. All right. The WWE Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Out of these four guys, you could probably drop two of them, and this match would be great. It makes no sense to have Finn and Dominic be in a versus kind of thing. Because they're supposedly on the same side. Now, what this could do, and if this plays off of what Saturday's lineup does, wherever we find out we find who reveals El Grande Americano is, this could break up the Judgment Day once and for all. And I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping a fight breaks out between Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio in this match, and they're kind of cast aside. I don't get the hype of Penta. I don't. He's not a great wrestler. You can't understand him, of course, what he says. So he's not a great talker. Out of these four guys, the only one... Dixie, you about to knock my light over. All these four guys, the only one that really deserves a championship belt is Braun Breaker right now. Braun he's the one that's moving up. Now they could drop the belt off of Breaker so he has a chance to go up to the next spot. That's a good possibility. if that happened, they'll probably put it on Penta for some reason. I don't see him at. I really Penta's not moving up further than if he gets this Intercontinental or something smaller. He's not moving. He's a tag team at best champion. He's not a main event guy. Braun Breaker is a main event guy. Finn Balor at one time, I don't like his character now, is a main event guy. Dominic right now is not a main event guy. He wants to be. I think he possibly could be in the future. He's just not there yet. I think this match is a good match to break up the Judgment Day, which is not a great faction anymore. It once was. It's not anymore. This is a good time to break it up right here in this match. So, my thoughts: if Braun is going to lose this match, and it is a possibility he won't, a possibility he spears everybody in two, and this guy's got a devastating spear. I would not want to be on the opposite end of his spear. It is devastating. The one he gave Carlito, where he jumped 20 miles and hit him, and done a front flip after that was insane. A lot of athleticism from this kid. He's got the ability to go far. This could be where they drop his belt from Intercontinental, push him up to the next level. I would like to see him go up against, Cody or Cena. I think that would be a better caliber wrestler for him. I think right now he's playing in the minors with these other guys, and I think he needs to be pushed up. Women's World Championship wrestler Evo Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. Evo Sky having a championship don't make sense. Bianca Belair's not getting it back. I don't see how she could get it back. She's got some other stuff going on with her once tag team member there. I think they put it back on Rhea. She had to let it go because of health issues. So I see them putting it back on Rhea Ripley. I really do. I don't think Evo's keeping the belt here. Yeah, I think Rhea Ripley's going to get this one. All right, the main event on the Saturday or Sunday lineup. We have the Cody Rhodes versus John Cena match. Does Cody lose the belt? And who is that third member that they're kind of referring to with Cena, Rock? Rock's going to show up. Rock will be there for WrestleMania. He'll probably be with John Cena. I think Rhodes lose the belt here. If you'd asked me months ago if Cody was going to lose the belt at WrestleMania this year, I would say no. I think Cena has to win the belt here because Cena's got a whole year to carry on, and he's got to be there for other matches. There's got to be more heel to it. So Cody's going to get done over on this match. Excuse me. Maybe possibly by that third member, whoever it is. There's talks about if that third member shows up, that we may see a Stone Cold reappearance in this match somehow. Stone Cold said he'd be there for Cody, so I think it was in his talk show that he had. So maybe alluding to that he will show up for him in this match. It's a possibility. I think that's a good look to bring back the caliber of Stone Cold back into this matchup, especially since we have a John Cena heel. Stone Cold was the only real guy to be the best as a tweener and be a champion that I can think of right now. I think Rhodes loses this belt. I think Cody. I like Cody. I think he looks. He's a good face for the company. Does this drop him down into going for? No, this just keeps the storyline going. Having Cena win this match keeps the storyline going for later on, where maybe what I'm seeing. I don't think Cena will leave as a heel. I think there will be something that will switch it right before he leaves, and I think that's going to be through Cody, possibly making Cody turn heel. There's a good look at if Cena wins this championship. That's how Rhodes goes heel. which that could be an interesting story too. So the best thing for business, as Cena said, is for Cena to win this championship belt, Cody drop it, and Cody goes on a tear to try to get that championship back. There is also talks that the third member could be Seth Rollins. If that's the case, then it makes sense for Seth to win Saturday. Heyman goes with Seth and is now a part of the Seth, Cena, Rock triune of people that's there. So they'll have the people that are the mega powers, basically, as you would say in WWE right now. And then put some storyline with maybe a Reigns coming in to figure out what's going on, why he didn't know, and why The Rock probably betrayed him in this instance. Could put a Rock versus Roman matchup at SummerSlam and then have Cody versus Cena at SummerSlam. And then Seth versus maybe like a Jey Uso at SummerSlam, or bring him. This is the time you bring in Braun Breaker. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I'm excited to see what there's questions about what Randy's going to do. Randy has been yet to announce who his opponent is since Kevin. I was looking forward to Kevin Owens Randy Orton match. I thought it was going to be it could have possibly stole the show, whatever day they would have put it on, because they're both high caliber wrestlers. Been in the business both of them been in business for a long time. They're both smart. They know how to put on a great match. And I think there could have been something great there in that match. I think it could have stole the show. And of course, Owens did get hurt, so he was forced off the card. Which people say, well, that's the storyline. Look, WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year. You're not going to miss the show. If you're a top performer, people are looking forward to this match. They're not going to let Owens, unless it is a serious injury, not be on this card. And he got injured. So who is Randy Orton's opponent's going to be? I don't know. People are wanting the general manager of SmackDown to be the guy that he goes against. I don't know if that's a good one to go up against. I don't know if that's really going to be a great match. I don't think that's going to carry anything. I think Randy needs to be somewhere else. There's a possibility of him going against Solo. I think that match will be a snooze fest. Solo's not a good wrestler. He's not a good mic talker. He's mid card best. I had hopes for him back when he was like, the muscle in the Bloodline, but he's not. He's not good. We've seen it when Roman took his vacation. He can't carry. He cannot carry. They brought in a bunch of young guys that are all part of the Bloodline. That Bloodline story is gone. They were all not great. The tag team guys, they're fine, but they're not even tag team caliber champions. Putting Randy up against Solo, that's just not going to do anything. That's not going to further anything. Only thing I can see is Randy getting, beating the snot out of Solo for, something that he did to him earlier on in his career, possibly. I think it was because what was Solo who injured him and put him out for a while. Had to have back surgery. So I think that, but it's not going to be a good match. Solo can't work. How he's there right now still in the show, I don't know. He's been pushed aside. Now, some questions that have been left unanswered. that I don't understand what's going on and what's going through the minds of WB, of Triple H. Where is Alexa Bliss? She had the biggest pop at Royal Rumble. We all were waiting for her return. She is the only woman besides Liv right now on the women's card that can wrestle. Where's she at? Why is she not a part of this show? What is going on here? Why is she not there? Why is she not listed? I get their storyline or their rumors that they're bringing the White Six somehow back. That has been pushed to the side for months now. I don't see it being a good storyline. Bray's gone. It's sad that he's gone. But it didn't have the pop as Bray. Bray was a great wrestler. He had the look about him. Now his brother is an okay wrestler. But he doesn't have the menacingness about him to be that character that Bray was. Mr. Howdy, that they call him. I don't know if Alexa Bliss will be able to bring that faction into light because it's already died out. It's already been smothered. Bring her back for something else. Right now, she's way better used to be the top woman in the sport. She's the only one that can carry in women's wrestling on WWE right now. Why is she not on the show? Why is she not listed as a match in WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going through their heads right now. I don't know if there's some kind of contractual dispute or something that, but right now, this is not good for business. She had the largest pop. Multiple accounts, multiple sources reported that the biggest pop of the night was Alexa Bliss. She's nowhere to be found in the company. She's had like 2 matches since a Royal Rumble and took off the schedule for WrestleMania weekend. What's going on here? I think bad look. Bad look there. And if they are trying to bring some kind of, White Six thing, I think it's pushing her into a faction that is not going to be as big as what we had when Bray was still around. Questions that don't make sense here during WrestleMania weekend is that one. I think it's a bad look also. Not that I have anything against, and I don't think Triple H don't deserve it. Is Triple H going into the Hall of Fame? Right now. There is a lot of people that should be in the Hall of Fame that are not there right now, that are not in it. And Triple H is technically the figurehead of WWE. That's like McMahon putting himself in the Royal Rumble or into the Hall of Fame. I know he didn't put himself there. That's what the reports are. That Stephanie put him in, the mix. But I don't know if that's a good look when there's so many people that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame that's not in it. Why put him in right now over other people? And if I'm not mistaken, let me check. There's a person that comes to mind. Let me make sure he's not. I'm pretty sure he has not been inducted yet. And you're probably thinking, well, why do you care who's in the Hall of Fame? Well, there's a lot of great wrestlers that's in the Hall of Fame right now. I was trained by a WWE Hall of Famer. I mean, Boogie Woogie Man Jimmy Valiant. He was the part of the Valiant brothers back in the day. He is, I come from a lineage of wrestling from a Hall of Famer. I mean, it matters to me who goes in to the Hall of Fame. But, I mean, you got the likeness of like Andre that's in it. You've got the likeness of Chief Jay Strongbow. You've got um, you've got Superfly Jimmy Snuka, which I'm pretty sure possibly I think he murdered somebody at one time. I'm not pretty sure that was the rumor for a long time, but you've got Vince Senior, yeah, it's in it, which was inducted the same year that Jimmy was. Jimmy, my trainer, was inducted the same year as McMahon Senior, which Jimmy, Boogie knew. You've got the likeness of Sergeant Slaughter, Tito Santana, but there's some people that are off the list that right now that I think deserve, that's no longer a part of the company, that needs to be in it. I mean, they technically own WCW. They own all the rights to all the wrestlers that were wrestling in those matches because they own the content that was during it. You've got a lineage from that line that you could pull from also. There's guys that worked in the company that that should be a part of it. There should be Hall of Famers by now. I mean, you're putting people in like, I remember when Ultimate Warrior got put in, he deserved it. As much as people didn't like Warrior because of his, how he had changed a whole lot. He understood that, he was probably not the best business guy when it comes to wrestling. He thought he was bigger than what he was. And he had the look, he just didn't have the wrestling, But he passed away the Wednesday after he was put in. But I mean, you got some guys that are being put in that should be in here, but you're missing. If I'm not mistaken, I'm looking. I mean, I may have missed it. Let's see. I'm looking still. I don't see him. Am I wrong to think that I'm going to double check because I've not seen him get in there yet. Okay, they did bring him in. Okay. I think. Maybe not. I don't see him listed. This is in 2015. Okay, maybe they did bring him in. I'm gonna check. Let's see in the list if it's in 2015. I may have missed it when I was looking through here. Yeah, okay. But I mean, that, like, Macho Man, it took him a long time to bring Macho Man in. Macho Man was a huge guy back in the day. Why did it take so long for the Macho Man to be put in? I mean, you're talking about a top class guy, as a wrestler go. I mean, he's a top dude. Took him forever. Big Show? What about Big Show? I mean, he's no longer with the company. This dude carried WCW for a while. He carried freaking WB for a while. I mean, he's a top dude. I mean, you could technically bring in a lot of the people like Chavo. Chavo should be in it. Chavo hasn't been in the company for a long time. He was a big impact in WCW and WWE. I mean, you put Eddie in, put Chavo in. Chavo was a big dude. Goldust. I mean, I know he's part of AEW, but I mean, seriously, you got to start putting some people in that how were big names. What's his name? That's an OVW right now. He's basically a trainer at OVW. I don't remember his name, but why is he not in? I mean, he was big ECW and WB. I mean, big guy. He did get punished, and that's why he had to carry that head around forever. But it became a craze. I think that punishment ended up being another one that I don't think that's been inducted, and it's because of politics. Um, make sure. Yeah. Uh, Owen Hart. Why is Owen Hart not inducted into the Hall of Fame? It's because of the stupidity of WWE that Owen Hart died. Why does they not put him in? It makes no sense. They finally got Bret Hart in, which was a top guy in the company forever, and was done over wrong by Vince McMahon. But it took him until 2019 to do it, and they inducted him the same year they inducted Jim Neidhart. But where's Owen? Where's Owen Hart? You know, it makes no sense. And they've inducted people like Stevie Ray, um, which was part of Harlem Heat with Booker T. I mean, he wasn't that big of a guy in WWE. He was big in WCW only, and he wasn't even like a big top guy. But there's some guys that they're missing in the Hall of Fame, but they put in Triple H, which I don't think is the right time to do it. I don't think it's the right time to bring him in. I think it's a bad look. I want to say like last year's Hall of Fame, it was a bunch of like, who, you know, um, U.S. Express. I don't even remember U.S. Express. Bull Nakano. Um, Muhammad Ali had a very little to do with WWE. Was inducted. They finally inducted Thunderbolt Patterson, which I'm surprised they ever did, but it was finally they did him. And Leah Maavia, which is why? Because of The Rock? It feels a little bit like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now. Like, it's all politics. It used to be based on high class people that should be, that should be brought in. It kills me. I mean, let me see. Let me see. I mean, I'm sure they'll put John Cena next year in the Hall of Fame. Mark my words. Mark my words that they'll put John Cena in. Guaranteed. When was this done? This is not. Yeah, this is old. Uh, okay, here we go. That's dumb. Sid Vicious, another guy, top guy, not in the Hall of Fame. Um, Mickey James, Shane Douglas, Miss Elizabeth. I don't know if Batista could be eventually. Um, he's not coming back. So I mean that's a they'll induct Rock soon, but yeah, Owen Hart is the top guy I'm thinking of right now. That why he's never been inducted blows my mind. They have something they can right the wrong there of injustice that happened to Owen Hart. Now we have some controversial figures that will never be inducted because of the brutal acts that happened because of the person. I have my theories about what happened, um, but not everybody agrees with me. Like for Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, crazy wrestler, but because of what happened, what he did to his wife and his kid. That's what the police report says. what it makes a little bit weird that the day that that he supposedly did all this stuff, he was seen the same day out at a dentist appointment, smiling, acting like nothing's wrong with him. They said that he had some bad brain injuries. Is Lou Thez not in? Lou Thez is in my opinion like a big dude they should put in. But if while I'm reading this, it says that despite his body of work, the WWE gained nothing from it. Who cares if they gain anything? Lou Thez is a rev. He was a big dude in WWF. Blows my mind that he's not inducted. I mean, they're saying The Rock, of course, because everybody loves The Rock. Undertaker, I thought did he not get inducted already? I could be wrong. I thought he got inducted. Davey Boy Smith. Paul Heyman's been. Who's done this? Paul Heyman was inducted already. What the heck? That list is definitely not correct. I thought that's what I said. If Lou Thez is not in it, he definitely deserves to be in. That was wrote in 2015. That's why. I thought it said 2025. I can find one from 2025. Let me. If I can. Can I not search? I'm doing a background search to see if there's. Bam Bam Bigelow says it's not in. Demolition, Victoria, Mickey James, William Regal, Sid Vicious, AJ Lee, which there was rumors that she's coming back. That might be, I mean, possibility why they haven't brought her into it yet. I mean, but she's still wrestling, so I mean, there's still years for her to be inducted. But yeah, so that to me, a little weird that they're inducting Triple H. Think it's like Vince McMahon would be inducted himself. It seems weird. Don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think it needs to be many years down the road. You know, you got people like Macho Man. It took them a long time before they finally brought him in. Warrior, he was done wrestling for a long time. Brought him in. Yeah, I don't know. Triple H, too soon. And it's almost like a pat on the back, you know. Don't like it. And then Lex Luger gets inducted this year, and he wanted Sting to do the inductee, and apparently not going to happen. I think Diamond Dallas Page is doing it. Blows my mind. See, this article kills me. It's from the Sportster. Charlotte Flair going to be inducted. The greatest women's wrestler. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. She won 14 times because of nothing. Who's writing this? Let's see. They're saying Haku, William Regal, which William Regal I could see. He had a lot of slapstick kind of comedy in his wrestling. So I could see him. AJ Lee, I think there's a possibility bringing her back. Bray Wyatt, yeah, they should. Sid Vicious, I don't know why not. I don't know why you don't bring Sid Vicious as a Hall of Famer, top guy in the company in both WCW and WWE or WF back in the day. Um, Nasty Boys, I doubt they'll be inducted anytime soon. Brian Pillman, all guys that they should be putting into the Hall of Fame that they're not going to. Stupid. But they put Triple H in, which is way too early. Way too early. It's a pat on the back, and I don't like it. It looks like politics too much. I'm glad they're putting Lex in. Lex deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He's looking like he's looking better than he has in a lot of years. I'm pretty sure he had a stroke. He looks like half the guy that he was back in the day. I used to love Lex back when I watched him in WCW, but he's looking a little rough, but he's looking better than he did. Let's see. Dory Funk Sr. Ivan Koloff, that's another big dude. That was a big dude. So I don't know. I think this Hall of Fame this year, I'm interested in Lex's speech. That's about it. I'm hoping he can stand. DDP's been working with him to get him to be able to stand for this, at least to be able to endure it because he has a problem being able to even just stand right now. But DDP's been working with DDP Yoga and trying to get him in some better shape. He's done miracles with Jake the Snake Roberts. He did miracles with Scott Hall. Scott Hall, one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, probably second to Sting. And Scott had a troubled life. He was an alcoholic, and kind of threw his career down the drain because of it. And it was sad to see, but he was one of my all-time favorites, and DDP, done miracles with him. It was sad to see him when he passed away, but at least he went out better off than he was in many years. So I'm excited to see Lex Luger, but the rest of the Hall of Fame that's going in. I mean, there's some okays, I guess. But Triple H, I think it's too early. It's a pat in the back to me. Michelle McCool, that makes sense. Are they doing national disasters also? Because that makes sense if they are. And then the legacy updates. It looks like it's Kamala Dory Funk Sr. Ivan Koloff will be inducted into the legacy inductees. Okay, so those are those going to be inducted as legacy inductees. Means they passed away already, and they're inducted post passing away. So those three make sense. Kamala, Dory Funk Sr., Ivan Koloff makes sense to be inducted. Natural disasters makes sense. Lex makes sense. Michelle makes sense. Triple H does not make sense. That's my thoughts on it. Not that I think Triple H don't deserve it eventually. I just don't think he deserves it right now. Because of the spot he's in. If he wasn't in creative control of the company, it wouldn't, to me, look as bad. It just looks weird. It looks like, okay, you got the company in a new era as it's the Triple H era of WBE, and it's been pretty decent. It started out great. It's now kind of, I don't know if it's because of they're trying to structure some deals behind the scenes with Netflix and Peacock and all that other stuff. It's a possibility. That's why it's kind of fallen off a little bit as of late, but he does deserve it eventually. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from Triple H as a wrestler. One of the greatest wrestlers of all times, by far. I've got to slap hands with Triple H. But now I don't know if it's the time for him to be inducted. I think you induct people that had a longer legacy. Now, don't get me wrong, Triple H has been in the business for a long time. I remember seeing him on Saturday Night Fever. I think it was, well, not Fever, Saturday, whatever the WCW equivalent was of Saturday Night Wrestling. I remember seeing him as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and he was out in like a furry white shirt and looked all royal kind of looking. He's been in the business for quite some time. But I mean, you got people like Owen that's been passed for a long time there, and there's a lot of bad blood, but a lot of bad blood could be brought to at least to a closure if they just honored Owen for his contribution to wrestling, and what he did for the business. They did it with Bret Hart. They could do it with Owen. And I think that they need to. It's time for them to do it. Like Vince Russo weighing in. Let's do what Vince. I hate Vince Russo, by the way. I cannot stand him. He was bad for wrestling. Ruined WCW. Says, I'll tell you this. I'm very happy to hear that Dutch Ivan Koloff is finally going in. Which, yeah, agreed. Ivan Koloff deserves to be in there. Why wouldn't you put the guy in when he was alive? Good question. But I'm glad he's going in. Again, I'm glad he is also. I agree with him on that. Let's see. Anything else does he say on this? That all he said? Really? That's it? Yeah, I mean, Ivan Koloff, he was best remembered putting an end to Bruno Sammartino's legendary 7-year WWE title run. And that's what kills me is Roman Reigns fans. Don't get me wrong, Roman Reigns, good wrestler. He was pretty bad at on the mic back in the day. He's by far way better at it now. He's come into his mic skills, but him having the belt as long as he did, he hardly ever wrestled. There's an asterisk by his name as having the belt, as long as he did. People like Bruno Sammartino wrestled every week. People like Ivan Koloff wrestled every week. People like Hulk Hogan wrestled every week. Those guys, when you put, longest belt holders, the longest world heavy. So Bob Backlund, 2,138 days as a champion. He wrestled every single week. John Cena wrestled almost every single week. Pedro Morales, almost every single week. Bret the Hitman Hart, almost every single week. Orton, almost every single week. Triple H, almost every single week. Lesnar, almost, there we go. See, and Lesnar's another one of those guys. Didn't wrestle every single week. Stone Cold Steve Austin, almost every single week. Batista, almost every single week. Sheamus, almost every single week. I mean, come on. And if you look at the longest, champions of all time, Hulk Hogan, 364 days, every single week. Macho Man, every single week. AJ, every single week. Cena, every single week. CM Punk, every single week. Bruno, 1,237 days every single week, and was being sent to different cities. Hulk Hogan, same way. Bob Backlund, same thing. Bruno Sammartino, same thing. So you got to put an asterisk beside Roman's run. What do they have him as? Is it just as title reigns? Is that what they got him listed as? He had it for 699 days, what they said, but he didn't wrestle. He wrestled like 3-4 matches in those 699 days. You can't. That has to have an asterisk beside of his name. And even then, you got somebody in NXT that's held their belt for 649 days, which I'm going to say if it's in NXT, you probably wrestled every single week. Gunther supposedly had the International Continental Championship for 666 days. That's not a good look. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a little, and they're not even putting Roman in these lists, which is hilarious. Roman Reigns just revealed how much time he has left in WWE. Ooh, what's this about? I don't know. Why would they put that up there and there's no... Oh, Screen Rant on MSM 15 hours ago says another year or two at max. Roman Reigns just revealed how much time he has left in WWE. Maybe true. I mean, he had a bout with leukemia, and we're always wondering if it's if it's gonna affect him still. He had some aspirations to go Hollywood. I mean, it's could be time for him too. So he may be out the door. What is the record that he supposedly had? Undisputed WWE Universal Champion continues to smash WWE records. The case to hold the title more than 1,000 consecutive days in May. See, that's the problem. He never wrestled every single match. And it was like 3 or 4 matches in that time that he had it. So no, you got to put an asterisk between. Not that Roman doesn't deserve to be a title, holder, but to have him only have like a champion's contract and or a legend's contract and only wrestle a few times. No. So, but yeah, I think that's going to pretty much. I know we just pretty much talked about wrestling this whole entire time. But I think that's going to wrap it up for me here. I'm excited about WrestleMania this weekend to see what happens. Let me know if you think different. I will be back Sunday morning for a sunrise service here. I think it's going to be around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, sometime around there. I will check when sunrise is on Sunday morning, and I will be here for that, and you'll see it pop up a notification when I'm going to be going live this weekend. So until then, I will catch you next time. Don't forget to, if you feel like it, if you feel it in your heart, to hit the subscribe there. We're still trying to get more people on Rumble, more people on YouTube. Hit that subscribe and stay tuned for tomorrow morning's video. I can't remember what it is, but watch tomorrow morning's video. And if you want to come hang out with me Sunday morning sunrise service, I will be here. Until then, I'll catch you next time. Let's get it.